You know that moment when a conversation just stops? That unbearable pause where both of you are suddenly hyper-aware of the silence? Most people panic. They blurt out something random, make an awkward joke, or pretend to check their phone. But what if I told you that awkward silence is actually one of the most powerful tools in communication? Seriously. If you know how to use it, you can appear more confident, get people to open up, and even gain the upper hand in conversations. Let me explain. We have been trained to fear silence. We think a good conversation should be a constant flow of words, and if there is a pause, it means something is wrong. But that is not true. Look at the most charismatic people. Do they rush to fill every second with words? No. They let silence do the work for them. They use pauses to build anticipation, to command attention, and to make people lean in. Silence, when used correctly, is a superpower. And here is why. Let's talk psychology. Silence creates tension, and humans hate unresolved tension. In conversations, most people rush to fill the silence, often revealing more than they intended. Skilled negotiators, therapists, and even FBI interrogators use this trick all the time. Because when you wait, the other person usually spills the truth just to break the silence. Think about the most intense movie scenes. The ones where no one is talking, but you can feel the weight of every second. That is because silence is powerful. It forces people to pay attention. It demands presence. And when you are the one comfortable with silence, you instantly come across as more confident and in control. Let me give you an example. Imagine you are in a job interview and they ask you a tough question. Most people rush to answer, stumbling over their words. But instead, you pause. You take a breath. That silence, it makes you look thoughtful. It makes you look like you know exactly what you are doing. The interviewer starts wondering what you are thinking, making them more engaged with you. And it is not just in interviews. Ever noticed how great storytellers pause before delivering a punchline? Or how in arguments, the person who stops talking first usually loses control of the conversation? Silence shifts the power dynamic. It makes people respect you more. It makes your words carry more weight. It makes you seem interesting. But let's take it a step further. Have you ever had someone apologize to you after a long pause? They expected a reaction, but when they did not get one, they filled in the gap by softening their words. Silence forces people to reflect. It makes them second-guess what they just said. It is not just a communication tool, it is an influence tool. Now, what about social anxiety? If you are someone who gets nervous in conversations, silence can feel like your worst enemy. But here is the shift in perspective. What if, instead of fearing silence, you leaned into it? What if, instead of filling the gap with nervous chatter, you let it sit? That moment of stillness can actually make you come across as more in control, rather than less. It takes practice, but once you get comfortable with silence, your confidence skyrockets. Practical takeaway. Pause before you speak. Next time someone asks you something, do not answer immediately. Take a second. Look at them. Let the silence build a little tension. Then, speak with intention. Watch how much more impact your words have. Use silence to get more information. In conversations, when someone finishes talking, wait a little longer than usual before responding. Most people will fill the silence by continuing to talk, revealing more than they planned. It works like magic. Stay silent in tense situations. If someone is getting confrontational, do not react immediately. Just look at them and stay silent. It forces them to reconsider what they just said. It makes them uncomfortable, and suddenly, you are in control of the conversation. Practice the silent stare. If you want to appear more confident in social situations, try this. When someone asks you something, instead of immediately responding, take a slight pause, make eye contact, and then speak. It makes your words seem more deliberate and powerful. Silence as a social filter. If you want to see who is truly comfortable around you, embrace silence. The people who stick around through the quiet moments are the ones who truly enjoy your presence. The ones who cannot handle it, they are not your people. So the next time you feel an awkward silence creeping in, do not panic. Do not rush to fill it. Own it. Use it. Because the person who is comfortable with silence is the person who controls the conversation. If you found this useful, consider supporting the channel on Patreon. The link is in the description. Your support helps keep these videos coming. And if you want more insights on social skills, confidence, and communication, make sure to subscribe.